Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and I am excited because I'm getting to drive the all-new 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe. And there are two aspects that really excite me about getting to experience this car. First of all, I think it looks fantastic, and I've read people on the internet saying that it looks ugly. And to those I say, that's okay, because as Chris Brower and I often say, it's better to look interesting than boring. So I'd rather have a car look striking and maybe be cool looking to some people and ugly looking to other people than just simply a bland blob that fades into the rest of the road. So this car at least stands out, looks interesting, and provides a lot of different functionality. But what else interests me is the fact that we recently moved to Orange County, California, a very wealthy, affluent area, and I have had more people around our age, so about 30 years old or so, I've had more people ask me about this car than just about any other car that I've gone and driven on the new car market right now. They couldn't care less that I had a BMW i5 last week. They wanted to know about the new Santa Fe, and that tells me something very encouraging if you're Hyundai, but the fact that you have one of the most affluent areas in the world and you've got people, kind of young married couples about 30 years old asking about the Santa Fe. They're not asking about the new Ford Explorer or anything like that. They want to know about this, and I'm happy to tell them that so far, upon our initial impressions, this car has been a nice one to drive and be around. So we're looking at the top level calligraphy trim right now in front of us, $51,000, that's the way you see this, coming with the 2.5 liter turbocharged powertrain, which is actually standard. That's what you're getting in all the non-hybrid Santa Fe's, and then if you get the hybrid, you got a 1.6 turbocharged hybrid setup, and that one probably is going to be a little bit smoother to drive, not quite as powerful, but supposed to get mid-30s with fuel economy, which is quite good. This one you're looking at here in front of us is only low 20s, 23 mpg combined estimates, and that probably sounds about right with the amount of power we're making and the size of this vehicle. But a few things right off the bat, aside from the looks, that have stood out to me. Also, wait, quick side note, before we open this all the way, let's put this back down. Notice all the H's that are subtly hidden in this car. These brake lights, watch when they come up. It's an H. Look at that. So that's kind of cool. We got H's right there, but we open this up. Look at the low load height right here. So I'm about 5'10", and it's coming up mid-thigh or so, and it's a very smooth loading surface. So if you're getting something like strollers in there or big bags of dog food, it's going to be very easy to lift things in and out of there. Got a little bit of storage in the non-hybrid model. I bet you that would be taken up by a little bit of hybrid battery in the hybrid, and easy to get to your jack tools right there if you get a flat. However, do we have a spare tire? I'm going to have to check. We'll put it up on the screen here if we have a spare. I'm assuming we do, because why else would they give us tools? But I don't exactly know how to get to your spare tire. We do have third row, and I know a lot of people who drive this size of vehicle don't necessarily use their third rows often, but maybe they just want to have that extra space. Or say you've got one or two kids, the few times that your one or two kids wants to run around with friends, then you can have parents in the front and kids taking up 4 seats in the back. So if you've got 2 kids, they can each bring 1 friend. Now, I can't help you in how to get friends, but I can at least help you in figuring out a way to transport them. In the back, you've got some air vents, you've got a 12-volt power outlet there, you've got USB-C ports, and you've got a wall-style outlet. And in this calligraphy trim, we also have the ability to fold the second row seats from the back. Look at that. Slowly making their way down, and then you have a really large flat load surface, and I've been told you can actually camp in here. So let's see it. 5'10", coming in. My feet are inside the vehicle, and yeah, I could actually lay down back here, and if I had some sort of car mattress or something, yeah, I'd actually be able to sleep in the back of my Santa Fe. So something to keep in mind if you're a average-sized individual such as myself. Let's bring that seat back up and check out the second row. No capless fuel filler, and I don't know exactly why. I need to ask Hyundai, why don't we have a capless fuel filler? Maybe the tank is pressurized. Oh, what does this do? Is this a way to get up on the roof? Huh. That's pretty cool. A little handle. That's fun. Okay, well, clever. In the back, we've got heated second row seats here for this calligraphy trim. We have a little bag holder if you want to put grocery bags back there. We have some nice wood trim, double cup holder action, quick and easy ability to get back to the third row if you need to. That slides forward and then powers like that. And bring that third row seat up. This takes a little bit of effort from here. And get back there. Might as well go back real fast. As a 5'10" person, let that power back. I wouldn't say I have a ton of room. My knees are pretty high up, but I could at least be back here for a little bit of time if I needed to, and it's fine enough amount of room. Another bag holder right there. They're seeing the importance of that. That's nice to have. Slide that back. And then getting in. Oh yeah, plenty of room here. Again, 5'10". Another H. 2 H's actually kind of hiding right there. A little bit of a panoramic sunroof action going on. Adjustable armrests. Some USB-C ports. Plenty of places to put things. You can see somebody's got their jacket right here. What's in here? Ooh, more storage. All right. Yeah. Okay. Pretty good spot to be. Oh, there's kind of a little bit of a sideways H action going on there. Also, one thing I noticed earlier while experimenting with the vehicle: one-touch down windows, even in the back. That's something subtle that kind of shows you that the car is nice. However, I do want to test one thing. Something that annoys me with a lot of vehicles is not having proxy key access in the rear, because say you're carrying a backpack or you're carrying a child and you need to put them in the back first. If I walk up to the car, see it's locked, but so I have to touch the front and then it opens up the rear. And that's just something subtle that Hyundai could do on something like this top level calligraphy trim to make it even nicer to use in the real world, is being able to unlock the doors from the rear. Before getting back into the front though, I should mention that this key, which also has an H on it, is not the only way that you can access and drive your vehicle. Hyundai now supports digital keys using your phone with Android, iPhone, doesn't matter. You could have your key be on your phone, and then you can get in, unlock the vehicle, start it, and drive away all with your phone. But say you're somebody who doesn't even carry a smartphone, you can still, I don't know how you'd actually get in the car this way, but you can start the car and drive it using this fingerprint scanner. So I could actually get in, scan my fingerprint, the car would come to life and unlock and drive away. I think that's pretty clever. Getting into the cockpit, again, this is the calligraphy model, so all the bells and whistles. We do have a separate breakdown on the 12-speaker Bose sound system, so check the link below if you want to see that. But we have a lot of a good mixture of easy, straightforward usability, but also some clever features that may or may not be useful for you. So first of all, shifter right here on the column. Might take a little getting used to, that you twist this and then push on it to park, but it frees up this whole center area. So you can see we've got 2 wireless device chargers, and they're actually grippy. So we've been driving around all morning now, and I've found that my phone actually stays here and gets juice, which is something that you can't say about a lot of wireless device chargers, is being effective. Big cup holders, you can see how much room there still is with a drink like this, but it's kind of held in with these feet. Big center console area as well with a removable tray, so you can store a ton in there. That's something that you don't get on a lot of new cars. And this center console is actually openable from the rear as well, so you could get to some of the stuff from the back. That's kind of clever. Up here we've got USB-C power points, and we have a nice bit of storage down below. Also, I don't think a larger purse would fit in there, but I was at least able to put some of my smaller items down, and we had 3 adults in the vehicle. We had snacks going, water bottles. Everybody had a place to put things. That's helped out a little bit by a few extra storage compartments in front of the passenger. So you've got a standard glove box, and then you have a little shelf above that, and then above here you actually have, and this is something that probably came out of the COVID days, but you have a UV cleaner in there. So if you wanted to put your phone in there or something like that, you could close it, turn on the UV light cleaner, and it would actually sanitize whatever's in there. So it was kind of interesting and clever. Starting the vehicle up, you can see we've got 2 big screens in front of us, a touch screen that has been responding much quicker than a lot of the Hyundai products I've driven before. So a lot of micro stutters in older Hyundai products, but this one seems to respond very quickly. You can see how quick, even though I just started up the vehicle, it's bringing up our wireless Android Auto, which we now have, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto support. But even though the technology has come a long way, you still have a lot of physical controls as well. So I can quickly get home, I could bring up my map, I could bring up the setup screen or my phone projection, all from these physical controls. We still have physical climate controls as well, and physical audio adjustments. So nice that even though this vehicle is more technologically savvy than a lot of recent Hyundais, it's also more physical. So I like that they're not going all in one direction or the other. We've got a head-up display, we've got seat saving, we've got some ambient light going on, but let's take this for a little bit of drive and talk about how it works. All right, we've got the Santa Fe out here on some beautiful country roads outside of Nashville, Tennessee. I'm here with Claudia from the Trendy Latina, and we have been, I would say, enjoying our time with the Santa Fe, right? I mean, we've had a good drive so far.
Yes.
We got to experience some of the off-roading, which you all will have just seen or will be seeing, depending on where I end up dropping it in the video. But we've both driven the car now at this point, and Claudia, give me a few of your thoughts about what you've thought of the car overall. Don't hold back.
I love the way it handled. I also like all the leg room, all the space we have, especially for hikers and camping people like me.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure about the overall design look, but the color, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's a trendy color, right?
We talked a little bit about this. You are a little less on the boxy car train, huh? You kind of prefer a little bit more of the sleek look, maybe more Ioniq 6 sort of styling?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let me know, you all watching. I mean, what do you think? This is obviously a bold stance for Hyundai to take. It's a very big departure from the previous Santa Fe. But for some people, they're going to really dig it, and other people, maybe not quite so much. That's kind of where styling is an advantage or disadvantage for some people. But I agree with you. The boxy shape does allow for this really robust packaging. I mean, we've got a gentleman in the back seat as well, and you're probably pretty comfortable, right?
Yep, very comfortable.
Yep. We sat back there a little bit statically, and we had a good amount of room. Even the third row could fit some adults if need be. In fact, you said your son is 6'9". I wonder if he could fit in the third row. That might be a little bit tight.
Next time we'll bring him to.
That's what you need,
to try the vehicle.
He could have a whole YouTube channel devoted to just does he fit?
Tall people, right?
But no, so far I've really noticed that the steering is a good weight, and through a lot of these twists and turns, we've been able to steer comfortably and confidently. And a lot of times you start getting into these little bit larger vehicles, and people don't want a cumbersome driving experience. And between the combination of the light power steering and the competent turbocharged powertrain that you're getting here in the SE model, even if you get the cheapest Santa Fe that's out on the market right now, you're still getting this fairly potent 2.5 liter turbocharged motor. Unless you get the hybrid, that one's probably going to be a little bit more lazy, but I'm impressed that they're not giving you any sort of base kind of slow engine that they're hiding from us journalists. So if you see coming up onto this higher speed road, I'm not leaning into it too hard, but the vehicle doesn't sound overly taxed to get up to speed. It's really getting up confidently. Between the head-up display in front of me, this big digital gauge cluster giving me my speed in a digital readout, the map right here that I can see a little bit off to my right, it's a nice place to be in here. We are going to be doing some testing of the Bose sound system here in a moment, so check the link below if you want to see that more dedicated breakdown. But we're going to spend the next few hours driving on back, collecting a few more opinions, and I'll catch up with you all here at the end of the day. We are getting a little bit of a chance here to drive the XRT model. This one's about midway through the trim level, so you got SE, SEL below it, and then you've got limited and calligraphy up on top. But this one is a little bit more off-roady focused, and we're going to be doing it on a little bit of an off-road trail. Now, the Santa Fe is not claiming to be some crazy, capable off-road vehicle. We obviously still have fairly limited approach and departure angles. What sort of tires are they putting on this XT model? These are very muddy tires is what they are. Terrain Contacts. Who makes these? Continental. All right, Continental Terrain Contacts. So it looks like a highway all-terrain tire. And more importantly to me, 18-inch wheels. So a little bit extra sidewall here, and you can feel that in the way that the suspension and kind of primary and secondary ride all come together. Seeing this cool green color as well. Unfortunately, not getting to drive the XRT on road today, but let's take it for a little bit of off-roading. And I think this trail is going to be a little bit more on the intense side, but I think what Hyundai really wants to show us is just that if you're using your Santa Fe for some degree of say camping or kind of mild trail exploring, off-roading, that sort of deal, you can do it and you can survive. And if you're going to do it kind of regularly, perhaps consider getting the XRT. So you can see the Hyundai H-Tex fake leather inside here. Still feels decent. The steering wheel feels nice. A little bit more limited in our feature set. No cooled seats, no fingerprint scanner, no camera rear view mirror. And importantly, no camera for the front, no 360 cam. That's a little interesting to see on this one. Like I said, without having that front-facing camera, you do have to do off-roading, a little more old school, but take it right through here. And they've obviously got us taking some angles so that that approach angle is a little bit less of a big deal. Oh, okay, slight bit of scrapage there. We're getting a little bit of under-body protection on this XRT model. The other aspect I'm noticing is obviously we're managing fine coming through here. Vehicle size is what you'd expect. Traction's good with these tires. Here I am locking it up. But I'm also noticing we're not getting any sort of creaks and rattles in the cabin. And that is something a little bit more important to me even than this off-road capability. Looks like we've got a little bit of a steeper hill right here. Let's see how this goes. Here we have our downhill brake control enabled. So it's essentially like cruise control, but for going down an off-road slope. It's managing the brakes individually and the traction to make sure that the car doesn't run away from us. It doesn't seem like we're able to individually control the speed of the downhill brake control in this car, but just get dialed in about a 3 mile per hour deal. So you can see it lost itself a little bit right there, and it's slowing it back down, bringing it between 2 and 3 miles per hour. And if we press that button again, it releases, and we can just brake manually. All right, so I'm pretty impressed with the capability. I mean, it's not anything earth-shattering. It's a family hauler with some all-terrain tires and some underbody protection, but what I am impressed by is the interior quality, how everything's been nice and quiet, and the general ride comfort through here. I've been able to go even a little bit quicker and have good bump absorption. The 18-inch wheels, a little larger sidewall definitely helps, but you can see running through here, I mean, I'm not getting jostled around too badly. It's not rattling through the cabin obnoxiously. Steering is light. ABS doing its job. yeah. So, not bad if you want to do some exploring. Wrapping up the day here with the 24 Santa Fe. Typically, these sort of trips, you gotta be careful that the subtle, unconscious psychological influencing of these events don't skew your perspectives on these vehicles, because manufacturers invite us out here and they wine and dine us and give us these ideal driving roads, and they make you feel good so that you're biased to say good things about the cars, even if it's unconscious. But fortunately today, I mean this fortunately for you all, I woke up late and I've been rushed and hurried and generally uncomfortable most of the day. So drive partners that I wasn't familiar with, and didn't have any chance to get ready this morning or anything like that. So I've been predisposed to not like this car, and I gotta say, I'm having such a hard time coming up with negatives to say about it. I mean, yeah, this one we're in $50,000, maybe a little on the pricey side, but the cool thing is you could get into an SEL model, which is second from the bottom, for about $40,000 after destination, even with all-wheel drive. And that's still giving you heated seats. That's still giving you leatherette seating surfaces, power driver adjust seats, the same navigation suite. You're not quite getting the Bose sound system, which is better than I expected, but you're getting a lot of what you need if you need some sort of family hauler. And in today's day and age, $40,000 for a 10-year warranty, for 3 rows, for a powerful 2.5-liter turbocharged motor like this, for a 3,500-pound tow rating, for dual-zone climate control. I mean, a lot of good functionality. That's compelling. It really is. So I would love to come in here and tell you all that, yeah, this car is fine, but it's got weak points here and there. But I'm really having a tough time coming up with them for this one. I mean, we're getting really pedantic, but I suppose my elbows haven't loved this harder surface on the corner of the center armrest. The screen is kind of far away. I mentioned that at the beginning. What else? The fans are maybe a little bit loud on the lowest fan setting. And you could add on the rear proxy key to the rear doors there so that you could open those if you're coming straight into the back. But guys, this is a really good product, and it's cool to see Hyundai just continue to fix little nitpicks and make constant improvements to their vehicles that just make them easier and easier to recommend. But it has been nice to have multiple people in the car today so I can experience other inputs. It was nice to hear Claudia here that she wasn't exactly thrilled by the outside styling. I think it's cool, but some of them, it's not for everybody. I get that. But the fact that our phones have charged properly, there's places to put things, the car is fairly smooth, accelerating and driving around. I would have a tough time telling somebody not to buy this car. And it'd be nice to experience the hybrid version, because I think that's going to be compelling for somebody who lives in more of a city area, does more city driving, because the fuel economy is not fantastic for this vehicle. But given its capabilities, again, I really don't think it's too bad. As we wrap up here, let's pull around and take one more look at this cool bronze color. I gotta look up, see what the name is in this. Let's check real fast. This color is Earthy Brass Matte. Okay, Earthy Brass Matte. Fair enough. Let's look at the Earthy Brass Matte. Yeah, there it is. The all-new Santa Fe. Nicely done, Hyundai. Nicely done. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the car, check the link below. We've got our Bose sound system test, and we'll be doing more testing once we get it back at DMHQ. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.